Hey, listeners, it's Ryan. Before we get into this week's episode, I have decided for the first time ever to add a content warning here. Our guest this week is our good friend Jessica Evans, and she has an interpretation of one of the jokes in this movie that is fairly adult. But I didn't want to cut it or censor it because it's part of a very intriguing case that Jess makes for Muppet Treasure Island as a product of its cultural moment. But just to let you know, it's between about the 41-minute mark and the 45-minute mark that we talk about that stuff. So, yeah, thanks for listening, and here's the episode. Greetings and welcome back to Moving Right Along, a Muppet movie podcast brought to you by toughpigs.com. This is the podcast where we watch Muppet Treasure Island 2 minutes at a time and talk about it a lot. I'm your host, Ryan Rowe.
I'm your other host, Anthony Strand.
And today our guest is a longtime Tough Pigs pal and frequent guest on this podcast. Who are you, guest?
I'm Jessica Evans.
Hi.
Hey, Jess.
Hey,
Hi.
Jess.
Welcome back. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Always fun to have you. And today we are talking about minutes 69 and 70, in which the pirates find the treasure. Or do they? So we open here with Jim looking at the treasure map and completing his announcement from last week that the treasure is buried here. And sure enough, there is an open pit in the ground full of treasure chests. And then I really like the composition of the next shot after this, where you have a treasure chest right in the foreground, like out of focus. It's so close to the camera. And then there's a layer of dirt in the middle of the frame. And then behind that, we see all the pirates and Jim and Long John all just kind of peering down into that hole.
And the cool fire, the torches in the background.
The torches. Yeah. Again, so much fire everywhere. But yeah, this is what they all came for. They found it, or so they think.
And they don't even have to dig it up.
Exactly. Yeah. So they do. All the pirates have pickaxes and shovels, which is funny that they all thought to bring those because, as I noted previously, apparently nobody thought to bring a compass. but they have plenty of pickaxes and shovels.
They're hard to come by, Ryan.
A compass? You think it's easier to get your hands on a shovel than a compass in those days?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't you? Shovel is just like your basic farm tool, but compass seems like an intricate.
Yeah.
Like requires skill.
Yeah, you have to go to the navigator shop or something.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay, I'll buy it. Yeah, I think you're onto something there. And then this pirate says, "Oi, we don't even have to dig it up." And it's true because they are not even buried. Polly says, "Come on, mates, the treasure's ours." So they jump in the pit. They open the treasure chests. And then we get these shots of the treasure chest being opened to reveal that they're empty. It's just cobwebs inside. And then the camera pulls back to reveal the surprised faces on all of these pirates. But Long John's expression is a little different. It's not, I wasn't sure how to describe this. He doesn't seem as like, oh no, what is this? As much as like, oh no, now what? Like, how am I going to deal with this?
Yeah, he's not surprised.
Well, the treasure chests themselves look like cardboard boxes that like, they did not go overboard on the prop department.
You don't buy the weight of these treasure chests?
Oh, no.
Interesting. I guess I didn't look at them too closely. Yeah. So Long John, I guess maybe he's worried because he knows what's about to happen. Because he also reaches down and puts his hand on his pistol there. And Polly shouts up to him, "There's no treasure here, Silver. You brought us here for nothing. And now we'll be tried for mutiny." And there's a lot more shouting from all these pirates. Basically, this guy convinced them to mutiny, and now they're all mutinying against him.
Yeah, that was all their choice. I thought when the boxes were open that there was a slight chance that they might snap shut and trap them.
Oh,
Like
that
that
would
was
have
my
been cool.
first like instinct. Like, oh no, there's no treasure, and now we're trapped in these cardboard boxes.
Like if they were booby trapped.
Yeah, booby trapped. That's the word I was not thinking.
Yeah, that would
That's
have
why
been
he
fun.
put his hand on his like, oh
Oh, right. Or some kind of animal jumps out and attacks them or something. Yeah, that would have been cool.
Yeah, Orion, what if Animal jumped out and attacked them?
Yes, Animal from the band. We know
he's not
he's
in
around.
this scene. Yeah, maybe he got down there first.
We saw him on the beach earlier. Yeah, he somehow found this cave.
Yeah.
He was just hanging out.
Be fun to see that guy a little more.
Yeah, always. So then Mad Monty starts speaking calmly at first, and then not so much. He says, I say we should kill him.
And then Long John Silver says, I say we let him go.
Yeah. So the next thing I had in my notes was, Anthony, I bet this reminded you of the same thing it reminded me of.
And that's what it was, Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Yes, in Pee-wee's Big Adventure when he's at the biker bar.
Yes.
And he knocks the bikers' motorcycles over and they're deciding what to do with him.
They talk about hanging him, tattooing him, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
But that does not, to be clear, Long John does not say, I say we let him go in a Pee-wee-esque fashion or any other fashion.
No, too bad.
But I do think it's pretty startling that Mad Monty, like, immediately starts rousing the crowd to murder Long John. Like,
yeah, they're mad at him already, but you're right. He's the one who is like who puts the idea in their head to like, jump.
A lot of quick violence in this film.
Oh,
there is. Like we've talked a lot about how it truly is the darkest one.
Yeah.
By far. Like Ryan tried to count how many times they say kill or murder or die or dead. And he lost count because it happened so many times.
Well, I was writing it down on paper, and then I lost the paper that I was doing it. But I am going to go back someday and count them all, and I will let everyone know.
It was a bloodthirsty time. I feel
True.
like.
That's true.
So it would seem
like 96, 90. What year? Remind me, gentlemen, of the year we are.
When this came out.
This movie came out in 1996. Yes, you were right.
1996. A bloodthirsty time.
Is that right? Is that
maybe I'll save my overall thoughts on the film toward the end when I know you're going to ask, and we'll keep with the scene.
Yeah.
It was a lot of quick violence, and I was surprised when I watched it of how many hallmarks were out of the heady 80s and into the gritty 90s. That's what the movie feels like to me.
Oh, interesting. I don't think we've heard that take yet.
Oh.
Yeah,
about the violence in this.
So what you're saying is that this is like the post-Tarantino Muppet movie.
I mean, not just violence. There's a lot of sexual undertones that double entendre.
We are going to get to some of that.
It's going to be coming up, with Miss Piggy, yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, and not even with Miss Piggy. Well, let's go on with the 2 minutes. I apologize.
Okay. Yeah, but we're gonna make sure you elaborate on that as much as you have.
Yeah.
All the pirates are pulling out their weapons, swords, knives. They're ready to get Long John. He pulls out 2 guns and yells, "Run, lad!" at Jim. When Jim questions this, Long John says, "I like you, boy. I hope you didn't think I was lying about that." So just a little more development still in the Jim and Long John arc here.
Yeah, I mean, it's
a mistake.
What's that?
It just that makes no sense. That's not what he would have done.
Yeah, I was going to say it feels a little too on the nose.
Yeah.
To me. Like, it's just like, viewer at home, Long John's affection for Jim is genuine.
So what would you have assumed if he hadn't said that line?
I think I would have still assumed it. Like,
you would have just...
He tells him to go. He wants to save his life.
Right, okay, fair enough.
He doesn't need to be like, actually, I do like you. Let's make that clear at this point in the picture.
They could have exchanged a meaningful glance instead of him actually spelling it out.
Save his life more than Jimmy Jim John wants to, because he's like, stop it. Wait, hold on. Are you sure this is what you want to do in this moment? We get to see his 90s haircut.
Yeah.
Hey, maybe now's a good time to tell you guys.
Okay.
I watched the 2 minutes that you sent me first.
Okay.
And then I watched what is the first complete viewing of the movie that I ever watched.
Oh, ever?
Get out of here.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, so I have to be clear. I got to make sure listeners know this. You were like a founding member of the Tough Pigs Forum.
I am the founder.
23 years ago, you've been one of the top online Muppet fans for decades.
Yes.
And you've never seen this movie.
Well, I was discussing this with Emily Evans, founding Tough Piglet.
That's right.
I have a memory of putting a VHS tape of Muppet Treasure Island into the VHS machine.
Yeah. The VCR, yep.
VCR, thank you. The VCR, thank you. The VHS machine.
Yep.
Your sound effect, I thought, expressed it perfectly.
And I got it because my grandmother died, and she had a bunch of Disney movies that she had like labels on, and that was one of them. So I took them up and went. And I guess I fell asleep. I didn't watch it. And then the only thing I remember was, spoiler, the very end when they're getting the treasure up in the ocean.
Yeah.
Okay,
I fell asleep or walked out of the room or both.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Right when it went into and then I came to at the very end. And so I asked my daughter about this, and she laughed. She said, I have a vague memory. She also has no memory of ever.
Maybe she also fell asleep or left the room or both.
Oh, that's possible. So that means she never asked to watch it again.
Exactly. Not good news for Treasure Island. Not good news for the movie. So you guys asked me to be on. I was so excited. I did.
You've been on every season. We'll always invite you on.
I was going to be on because I didn't want to ever watch this movie. But so I watched the clip first, and then I went and watched the movie, which this is where I came all these thoughts about the 1996 and whatnot.
Sure.
Because I saw it through the lens of history, as opposed.
You were looking at it from now for the first time.
Yes, for the first time. Yes.
Yeah.
So I had a point about the clip that was the reason I brought this up.
I don't know. You were talking about his 90s hair for a second there.
Oh, yeah. Him, the boy standing in the Jimmy Jim.
Yeah.
Yes.
Jim Hawkins.
Sure, you want me to live? What? Aren't you a pirate? And he's like, and it's like perfectly framed in his mullet. It's like not really a mullet. It's kind of a mullet. It's like party in the back and the top. I don't know.
Yeah.
And the whole piratey swashbuckling of it's like my first glimpse of it.
Before you watch the rest of the movie.
Before I watched the rest of the movie.
Oh, sure, yeah.
I didn't even know what the hell was going on. I was like, what? There's not even sorry, you have to bleep that.
That one's fine. Don't worry.
I was like, what? What's in this bunch of cardboard boxes? I did like the Muppet. Look at all these crazy Muppets with things.
Oh yeah, the pirate Muppets in this are great. They're also weird and cool looking. Yeah.
And then when they got to the thing, I was like, oh, no wonder Anthony hates this movie.
Oh.
I've been listening to the podcast. I've been trying
to I would not say that I hate the movie.
That's very dramatic.
I just hate thinking about it and taking notes on it.
For multiple hours a week.
Right. It's that I've spent a whole year of my life devoting a lot of thought to a movie that I usually don't think about very much. Like that's the thing,
Well, that's very interesting though. I'm trying to think, have we ever had have we had a guest before who had never seen the movie? It was your friend in
my friend
Great Muppet
Jordan
Capers season,
My friend Jordan Brandon from high school had never seen Great Muppet Caper. Yeah.
Well, if you keep going, there's the other ones I never saw before either.
Okay. Have you seen Muppets from Space?
But you saw the two newer ones, right?
That looks like a no. So
you saw the Jason Segel movie, right?
Oh no, of course, in the theater, yes.
And Most Wanted also, or not?
Yes, Most Wanted in theater and on the beach. I saw Most Wanted.
Oh,
you saw Most Wanted on the beach. I can't wait to hear that story in 3 years when you come on for that movie.
Right. Yeah, I've seen that movie many times, but never on a beach.
You should come
I've
to
seen
the
it.
tour.
I've seen it on the porch, but not on the beach.
Is it a good porch movie?
It is.
Good. Good to know. Yeah, I have no idea where I was.
We were talking about how out of character it was.
Oh, well,
For him to
just
say,
said-
like,
yeah,
oh,
whether that line was necessary.
I thought you believe me. I don't believe him. I still don't believe him. I think he just wanted him to go for some other reason. He wasn't trying to save his life. They weren't even trying to kill the boy.
You don't even
They were only
think
trying
that
to kill
that's...
Silver.
You don't think that's why Long John tells Jim to run away to
No.
save him? No?
No, I think he's just a cad through and through. And when the kid, when he sent him to go, first of all, they weren't even trying to kill the kid. They weren't going to kill the kid. They were.
Well, no, you're right. Their anger was aimed at Long John.
There was no. That was just he was just capitalizing on that. He was creating a moment between them when there was none, so that he could have a favor later. That's all that was.
Interesting. I mean, he would have to be very quick thinking, but I mean, we have seen that he's a quick thinker before.
He's very quick thinking. He's a pirate.
Yeah, that is true. Wow, this is a fascinating read on this. I'm glad we had you on for these 2 minutes. And then the next 2 shots go by very fast. All the pirates rush Long John with their weapons, and then Long John fires both of his guns at them.
Just like Captain Flint at the start of the movie.
Yeah, exactly. Just at the end of Shiver My Timbers. And it looks really cool. I like this shot a lot, and just how fast those things come.
Gunplay is perfectly fine in the 90s in children's movies. It's just...
Yeah, there's a lot of it in this. Yeah.
Get 'em up, kids.
And this, this was rated G?
This is actually rated G, and that seems absurd.
So. Yeah, this would never be G today.
Well, especially now where G movies basically don't exist.
Pretty much, yeah.
And
the default rating for a kids movie is PG now.
Is PG, right? Like, I mean, Frozen and Moana are rated PG.
Yeah.
Like, Frozen and Moana do not have any more content concerns than The Lion King and Aladdin. No. Like, there's no, it's just G kind of doesn't exist anymore.
The Lion King is violent.
Yeah, The Lion King's violent and it's rated G.
Yeah. Yeah, things change.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. I had on the DVD commentary, Brian Henson notes that there was a lot of discussion actually about whether it was okay to show Long John shooting at the other pirates. And this is getting ahead a little bit, but he says that the gag that we're about to see later with Dead Tom was the solution that they came up with to justify that. There's only one pirate who seems to actually take damage from Long John.
Come on. Oh, the one that's already dead.
And
I think that's funny. I do. I like that.
Yeah, we'll
I like that moment, but it's a lot more lame knowing that was like their justification. Like, I wish I didn't know.
Oh, I'm sorry, I ruined it for you. But I also wonder if that's why the shot of Long John is just Long John firing. We don't actually see him facing the other pirates in the same shot and shooting at them.
Violence is okay if they're already dead.
Well, yeah, I think that's what they decided. Or maybe, who knows? Maybe that would have put him over the line to a PG and they just wanted to avoid that. I don't know. And then he also, in the same scene in the DVD commentary, Brian Henson mentions that when they were shooting this sequence in the cave, they accidentally lit the set on fire with some of these torches. So much fire in this movie. I keep talking about it, but it did turn out to be dangerous. But also a good thing that it wasn't a Muppet that caught on fire, because that could have been even worse.
Unless it had been Dead Tom.
Right. Then it would have been okay for the Dead Tom.
The one with the least amount of fur to catch fire.
Right.
Meanwhile, back at the Pig Temple, Gonzo, Kermit, and Rizzo are still tied up. Spam instructs his men to take Flippy, Greeny, Bulgy-Eyed One away. Others stay, chop, chop. Now, we don't have to talk about the phrase chop, chop and the origins of it, because we already have done that on this season of the podcast, back when Mr. Arrow said it. So listeners can go back and listen to episode 14 of this season to hear about chop, chop.
Yes, where it's meant in a hasty fashion. I agree.
Yes, exactly.
And I like that Flippy, bulgy eye green. Say it
again. Flippy, Greeny, Bulgy-Eyed One. Yeah.
Flippy, Greeny, Bulgy-Eyed One. No room for error on that one. They all have bulgy eyes, but
that's true. But Kermit's are a different shape.
Yeah.
Kermit's eyeballs, I mean, his pupils are a different shape, so that makes them bulgier, I guess.
They're exceptionally bulgy.
Maybe.
No, I think Gonzo's eyes are much bulgier, don't you?
You think so? But do you think Spam agrees with you?
I mean, he added a lot of other qualifiers. If he just said the Google Eye one, it would have been like, well,
Yeah.
who
Who
Which
is
one
that?
is the bulgy-eyed one?
the greeny bulgy eye? Yeah.
Gonzo and Rizzo both have eyelids, right?
Yes.
Whereas
Gonzo
Kermit
famously has eyelids.
Yeah, that can move. Yeah. Kermit has no eyelids, and his eyes are kind of protruding from the top of his head. So
yeah, they're like stuck on the top of his head.
Right. So I guess that makes them bulgier if you had to choose between the three characters.
But Gonzo makes that look a lot.
Yeah, he does. His eyes
can't see me. Listeners can't.
I'm sure they can picture what you were doing. Yeah. Making your eyes go wide. Yeah, his eyes do get bulgier.
Gonzo face.
Yeah, she's
you
doing
look just
it
like
again.
him. You look just like him.
That's your Gonzo impression. Oh, she's doing it again. She looks just like Gonzo. Wow, is Gonzo in the room with us? So the pigs lead Kermit away as Gonzo wonders where they're taking him. We'll find that out. Not this week. They pass by a familiar character as they go. It's the Swedish chef. He has
from the Muppet Show.
From the Muppet Show. Yeah, we like that guy. He's funny. He has a table full of supplies and ingredients. He's singing his trademark song, and he's wearing a pig nose, of course, because he has to fit in on this island full of pigs.
Now,
is that why?
Yeah,
he's a member of the pig tribe here because he's wearing a pig nose.
Yeah, he's playing a pig in the movie because they like the tomato says.
That really escaped me. And I did watch the 2 minutes several times.
Yeah.
I noticed he had the pig nose on, but I really wasn't putting it together that it was to fit in on Pig Island.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah. And this is actually Bill Beretta as the Swedish chef.
Mm-hmm.
And this is his debut in the role.
Yeah,
a role he still plays today, 28 years later.
Right. Yeah, it all started here.
Which I was thinking about it. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think after Dave Goelz as Waldorf, this is the second longest running Muppet recast. Now.
Oh.
Because he's played it longer than Steve Whitmire played Kermit now, you know.
Yeah, that was my first thought. So I would have to think if there are any.
Because Steve
as speaker, but same.
Right, and then most of the other ones came later, right? Eric didn't start until like 2001 with most of the characters.
Right. Yeah.
You know, and David Rudman didn't start playing Scooter and Janice until like 2008.
Oh, yeah, later.
Something, right?
Yeah, I guess you're right. So, yeah, Dave Goelz as Waldorf first, which is going to be a hard one to beat because he's still doing it.
Right.
And then, that's interesting.
And of course, like, it's that thing where he has now played the Swedish chef for like almost twice as many years as Jim Henson played the Swedish chef.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You know, like 1975 was the character's debut, so that's like 15 years.
Although I usually always wonder in those cases how much screen time, because Jim Henson did it on many episodes of The Muppet Show, as well as various movies and specials.
Right, of course. Yeah, screen time, I'm sure Jim hasn't beat. I'm certain.
Yeah, Muppet appearances are fewer and far between than they used to be, unfortunately. So
right. Yeah.
But still, wow. But yeah, he sounds good. It's good to see the chef here. He's doing something like one of his old recipes on the Muppet Show. He seems to have made a mouse. Does this look like a mouse? Like he's put a bunch of vegetables together?
It's a potato.
Yeah, with some other vegetables stuck to it.
Got other things toothpicked to it.
Yeah.
Looking like a mouse.
Right.
And then he's like, mouse.
Skewered a mousey, something like that.
Mousey, yeah. Skewered a mousey. But it wasn't a real mouse. It was a potato mouse.
It was a mouse made out of potatoes. Yeah. I it makes as much sense as anything the chef does, I guess.
Right, that's the thing.
So he skewers this potato mouse. Maybe that'll be the title of this episode, Skewering the Potato Mouse. And then he throws it in a pot of water. And then there is a close-up of these Muppet vegetables on his table. And a tomato says, well, how else do you think we were going to get him in this movie? And then an ear of corn and a green pepper chuckle, and the chef smacks the tomato with a hammer.
And it doesn't squish. It just
No.
down a little
Right.
bit. It doesn't squish. It's okay.
Yes.
That's true. So this is, I believe, the only time characters directly address the camera in this movie. Like, we have a lot of other fourth wall breaking jokes, right? I thought this was supposed to be a kid's movie, that sort of thing. But I don't think anyone else, like, Ferris Bueller's it and looks right into the camera.
I've already forgotten whether Gonzo looks at the camera when he says "that's catchy" about his little Star Trek riff.
Oh, he might. Yeah, he might.
Yeah, that might be it. I don't know.
Yeah, it's not much.
We should watch this movie 2 minutes at a time so we can catch all these things.
The talking vegetables and fruit are some of my favorite Muppets historically. That tomato used to be my what did we call it? The profile picture on the forum at one point.
Oh, like
I was a tomato for a long time.
You mean when we had photoshopped pictures of ourselves with Muppets? Yeah.
Wait, no, not Photoshop. No,
oh, not that. Okay.
Oh no, I was with a vegetable with that. Yes, I was. But the reason was because of I had a tomato somehow somewhere on the forum. Like that was my thing.
That was like your little profile picture.
But I got hugged with a vegetable.
Yeah. Because we called those Muppet hugging pictures.
Yeah.
So
I think that's why you picked me for these 2 minutes. Because it was
it must have been subconsciously.
Subconsciously, yeah, maybe.
Jess is a Muppet tomato.
So I don't think I have mentioned this on the podcast yet, that recently my daughter, who's 9 years old, Iris, she decided to start taking commissions to she'll draw whatever you want for 50 cents.
Wow.
Just because she likes drawing posters. It's a poster size. It's 2 by 3 feet. And I just put a note on her little thing on her door that she opened for commissions. I put talking fruits and talking vegetables.
Yeah.
Knowing that she would think of it from the Muppet Show because we watched the Muppet Show together a lot. But she drew, I don't know, a dozen or so different Muppet vegetables in a pot with the Swedish chef looking down at it.
Oh.
And it looks so awesome. I was so pleased with how it turns out.
You sent me that or posted that somewhere, and my first thought was like, I can't believe this kid is a better artist than I. Like she drew a better Swedish chef than I could draw.
Sure,
I'm a fan of her work.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, and I think everybody loves the Muppet vegetables. That's a character group that we don't talk about a lot, like the penguins or the lobsters.
Right. When we did celebration of 30 years.
Right.
On this podcast, we spent a long time talking about the scallion.
The scallion specifically performed by Jerry Nelson in that.
Sounding
special, a little bit tipsy. Which he's doing
like us Muppet vegetables are so we do stuff too.
That's it. Yeah.
Talking fruits and vegetables and recalling my days as a child watching the Muppet Show, they were like the Easter eggs of the time. Right. So you be following, not interested in the guest star or anything of the plot or anything really, but like, wait a minute, on the table gonna start talking to me.
Yeah, it's fun.
I still do that.
Sure, awesome. Well, I think it's one of those things where it's so specifically Muppety. I mean, like you can have a cartoon with talking. Obviously, VeggieTales is a long running hit, whatever.
Right.
But there's something about it being a real item that people have made that looks like a tomato or an eggplant or whatever.
Yes.
And it has little eyes on it and it talks at you.
Right. And usually the same little beady eyes. And sometimes the eyes are inside. Like, isn't there, I want to say maybe it's a cantaloupe or something, a Muppet cantaloupe that doesn't have eyes on the outside, but when it opens its mouth, the eyes are inside. Yeah.
Yeah. And of course, my favorite one is the avocado from the Pearl Bailey episode.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Which it lives in Stellar and Waldorf's box for that one episode and wears sunglasses and says, "Ooh, love it, love it, love it."
Yes.
I think
this like hipster avocado.
As a child, I was like very imaginary, and I was one of those kids that had imaginary friends and made up fanciful ideas in my head. The captivating ideas of the talking fruit or whatever is like anything around us could become magical or anything life. And I honestly, it's one of the reasons I love the Muppets was because it opened up that idea that it's not just the characters that are the characters. Like everything has a part in
Yeah.
it, I still will look for that. Like, I'm like, all right, there's got to be something else that's going to happen on this, table or whatever. That's why you love to see fruit or vegetables in a Muppet sketch.
Right.
It's disappointing when they don't talk. And we've talked about this in the forum over the years. Like, sometimes there's missed opportunities where there's like stuff you thought was going to turn into animation, but it doesn't.
Yeah. You see it and you might be anticipating it. Yeah. Huh. I did not expect to spend quite this long talking about Muppet fruits and vegetables, but I'm really glad we did.
Big part of these 2 minutes.
Delightful.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's a memorable moment in the scene.
So Rizzo says he wishes they were back at the Admiral Benbow eating table scraps. Gonzo says we're about to become table scraps. And then Rizzo
and Gonzo doesn't sound all that excited about it, frankly.
No, for once now he doesn't sound happy about it. Rizzo starts flailing around, continuing to complain, but then suddenly he realizes that he's been cut loose by Jim. So Jim has made it out of the cave and found the altar where Gonzo and Rizzo were tied up. And Gonzo tells Jim the pigs have Captain Smollett. Jim says they've got to get help, and they all run off. And then we cut to the outside of the cave where the treasure was supposed to be. There's a tiny little waterfall trickling down the rocks, which is just a small detail, but I like stuff like that, especially knowing that this was all shot indoors on sound stages. Like, they didn't have to add that little waterfall, but they did. And it adds to the reality of it. And we hear somebody sobbing. Somebody's very sad. And as the camera moves down, we see who it is. This is the pirate who we've been calling Mudwell because that was his name on Fraggle Rock. He's surrounded by other pirates, and Long John is standing nearby. He's all tied up. Mudwell says, "Dead Tom's dead. Long John shot." And that's where this clip ends.
This was such a heartbreaking cliffhanger.
So, I know. We'll have to wait until next
punchline
week to hear the rest of it. Long John shopped at the mall for good deals on new clothes. I don't know. We'll have to wait until next week to find out.
Saved him like Jimmy Jim Jones.
Yeah.
Long John should go to the Admiral Benbow Inn and eat table scraps.
There you go. Maybe that's what he's going to say. And I should say Mudwell is cradling dead Tom's lifeless body in his arms as he cries. And this other pirate, Walleye Pike, is standing next to him, kind of looking back and forth, like he's a little confused at what's going on. So we didn't get the punchline in this clip. But Jess, you will not be with us next week. Do you have any thoughts on this joke? You can spoil the punchline if you want to.
Well, we did already.
We addressed it a little bit already.
You said that they put it in so that the only pirate death could be somebody who's not already dead.
Right. Yeah, because the punchline is Walleye Pike says, "Dead Tom's always been dead." That's why he's called Dead Tom.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I kind of like the joke, yeah. And that's why it's called Dead Tom. Like, you snap out of it. It's always been dead.
Yeah. I think...
But if he had been shot, wouldn't his bones have burst apart?
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, where did Long John hit him? We don't know.
Exactly. How do you hit Dead Tom without...
But wait, should we have seen his bones graphically fly apart?
Is that allowed? As long as there's no blood, can you show bones in a G-rated movie?
I mean, it would just be floating, like a skeleton. Like, it'd be Muppet bones. Like, it's not like it would really be that violent.
You can show Muppet bones.
Just be Muppet bones flying around.
Yeah. Huh.
We already saw Billy Bones die. We can see Muppet Bones die.
There you go. Yeah.
I mean, there were some scary moments already. What's his name?
Blind Pew.
Going off on the ship, the one with the keys. Oh, God.
Clueless Morgan.
That's scary as a kid. It's like Into the Darkness.
Oh, you mean when Mr. Arrow goes off? Yeah. Yeah.
That's scary. Like a man over, and the next day it's
And
so
he's just
casual,
gone.
like,
Yeah, when
"Man
you're
overboard,
that's
oh,
true.
no, dead."
That's true. When you're a kid, as far as you know, he's really dead. He's just gone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
as far as you know, he's really dead. And that they make like no. I know this took place earlier in the movie. They make nothing of it. They're like, oh, and another one bites the dust. Like, next day, basically.
Yeah.
Man overboard. Oh, who was it this time?
Yeah. Huh. But this joke, Dead Tom's always been dead. I think I didn't like this joke. I didn't used to like this joke. And the enthusiasm of other Muppet fans has sort of won me over to it. Like, okay, I can see why people like it so much. So
Yeah.
It's funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
I also didn't mind the joke about the Mickey Mouse.
The Polly's joke about what's next, the singing
Yeah.
dancing mouse with his own amusement park. Yeah.
But that again, that's very 1996.
It is.
Yeah.
That's a real Animaniacs joke.
That's I think that's might be what he said. Yeah, 90s kids
Probably is what I
comedy.
said.
Yeah.
Those kinds of references.
Yeah.
It all piled upon, unfortunately. Now looking back, we can see the ladder of capitalism that has led to children's
Oh wow.
entertainment.
Yeah. You're not wrong.
Well, I wish I was.
Do you have more to say about that?
No.
Okay, that'll be your TED Talk.
Yeah. I
Um,
don't want to bring it down. We're having
so
fun.
yeah, you'd hate to bring it down from Long John just shooting a bunch of people. So that's
Yeah,
about.
that tomato stuff.
Oh yeah. Let's just remember the tomato. So that's about all I have, except there's something interesting in the June 1st, 1994 draft of the screenplay. The stage directions note that when the pirates are all reaching for the treasure chest, the stage directions note that Jim has a greedy smile on his face when they find the treasure chest, and that he gets, quote, swept up in the lust for gold.
Oh.
Which we don't see at all in the movie.
No, right.
But there's sort of like a little bit of like, maybe Jim's not, he's maybe only a few steps away from becoming one of these pirates after all. It's the lure of the gold is maybe so tempting that even Jim might fall prey to it. But that's not in the movie. So
He had a weird connection to the Long John the whole time.
Weird how?
Unnaturally close for no reason.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's the whole father figure thing.
Yeah, his dad. He's an orphan. He sees somebody that could be a new dad for him.
But there's plenty of other people that could be a new dad for him. I mean,
Kermit the Frog. Kermit the Frog is so boring in this movie.
And there
you wouldn't
was
want him
more,
to be your dad.
There was more of that in this June 1st
boring dads
draft.
are fine, Anthony.
That's true. That's true.
Better than pirates. They're better than murderous pirates.
That is true.
Come on, and aren't you kind of a boring dad compared to a murderous pirate?
Well, I suppose
I mean, it depends on your definition of boring, right?
I suppose I am a more boring dad than a murderous pirate. Yes.
Yeah. It just, again, very like 90s. Just everything's easy and quick, and now I don't know. I don't want to get too ahead, but even in their last scenes together, I was just like, come on. Like, why is this even a thing?
Yeah.
That.
Yeah, it is boring. I do agree with that.
I can see that they wanted to add something emotionally resonant to the human characters arc. I guess the question that Muppet fans might be asking is, why do we need to see that from the human characters when there are Muppets in this movie?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, a lot of it probably just has to do with this era of the Muppets when, not all the characters have been recast and so on. But yeah, this is the movie we have. So anything else from these 2 minutes? Jess, starting with you.
I don't think so.
All right, Anthony.
No.
Yeah, so I have one thing. I got to open up the strange case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde here.
Okay.
In the book, Long John and his men do in fact follow the map to the treasure, only to find that it has already been taken.
Oh, I was wondering about that. Okay.
Yeah, that does happen. We'll see. We shall see when we get there who took it and why. because that does kind of correlate with the movie as well. Kind of. But
yeah, that makes sense.
We'll find out. Yeah. So yeah, this is a plot point that is very much from the book.
Yeah, that hasn't always been the case
right.
with this movie. So, all right, cool. So, Jess, we have 2 questions that we ask all of our guests. The first one being, what is your history with this movie, which you got into already?
I already told you.
The first time you saw this was what, today?
No, I watched it for the second time today.
Okay, but the first time that you remember actually.
No. So today, I guess, would be technically the third time. So I have that vague memory of putting it in the VCR.
Right.
And only waking up or seeing maybe when I took it out of the VCR, that last scene where the treasure the chest is going up, and thinking, oh, it must have worked out for the Muppets in that movie.
It usually does.
There's rats are getting that out of there.
They did it.
And then when you invited me, I watched the 2 minutes first, and then I went and watched I have Disney Plus, so I watched the movie. I remember not being too excited. It's a really long movie. When I saw it, I was like, oh my God, this is not a short, this is a long movie that everyone complains about.
Yeah, it's the longest Muppet movie up to this time.
Yes. So I watched it whenever you sent it to me. And
when we first talked about you being a guest.
When we first talked about me being on it. And then today I refreshed by watching a little bit more of it. Because I wanted to, I apologize for not being as diligent as I had planned. I wanted to jot down a few of my examples of the crass 1990s capitalist over everything's big and bold and a little dirty and naughty and vulgar, and how I can see that's influence even in this, I'm sure was intended to be a wholesome family movie.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah,
but I didn't get that far to jot them all down, but I do remember a couple of them. Maybe you'll remember the scenes better. There was one really surprising sexual, it had something to do with, they were on the ship, and so let me pause for a second. I didn't make notes the first time I watched it because I wanted to just watch it.
Just watch it. It's just a movie.
Exactly. And have all my thoughts and da-da-da-da-da. So that's why. So I don't remember exactly where this was, but then I went and read a bunch of reviews and stuff on what other people thought of the film, and it actually did come up a couple times. There's some scene where there's deckhands, or maybe it's his under crew, and they're like, give it to him. And he's like, no, not that. And it very clearly seems to be some type of sexual, like, give it to him, like tie up the cabin boy. And give it to him.
Yeah, it's the scene when they're torturing Gonzo and Rizzo.
Yeah, is it? Yeah.
Well,
and I was shocked. Like, I rewound it to. Did they just do really make that a sodomy joke in a Muppet movie?
I don't remember taking it that way at all. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
no,
I don't think
is.
I've
if you
ever
rewind it. It is 100%. And somebody even said it in one of the reviews I read or someplace, because if you think about it, all that, there is that, remember the 90s and when bisexual and homosexual activity was still considered, raucous and dirty and not something that we would ever talk about as anything but. Remember this time?
Yeah, well, and you would not see LGBT characters in media very much.
Ever. Yeah. So, like, rape jokes were very, very much part of 90s culture. Very much part of 90s culture. And even here in Muppet Movie, we have to go back to those 2 minutes and watch it again. When I saw it, I couldn't believe it. There were a couple examples, and I apologize. I stuck with the 2 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
But my overarching feeling on the movie is that I want to like it more than I do for reasons Anthony has articulated. It's just not that great. The music is nothing special. Only really a couple of the songs are good. I think the Cabin Fever, is that the one that Tim Curry does is pretty entertaining, I think.
Professional Pirate.
The one when they first get on the boat just sounds like, or ship or whatever, it just sounds like some music that they cast aside from the Christmas Carol. and they just were like, let's make this about pirates now. Like it doesn't seems completely out of place in the movie. Like it did that, but I think most of the offenses of this film are really just related to the time in which it was made. Right. So and then that end of the 90s, we wanted to show off with technical things. And you guys already mentioned about the fire and this and that. And we wanted the focus on making entertainment was in a different place. And the culture was very vulgar and crass and kind of like, this is a sign of our freedom now. We can say and do, and everything's dirty. And, moms say the F word, this mom included, And I almost cringe now when I see examples of how prevalent this was in the culture then.
Can you think of any other specific examples from this time period that might put
in other films and things?
Yeah, movies or TV.
My gosh.
Or...
I
guess when you talk about vulgar moms, I remember Roseanne was a controversial show because Roseanne would say things like "I hate kids" on her family.
Roseanne was also a quote unquote real character, an unpolished character. So the 90s were, about opulence and power and money and lifestyles of the rich and the famous and like really high, everything polished. And then here we come into the 90s, and now what's seen as powerful is the ability to display grittiness and realness. And then like everything else, the pendulum can go too far. So now it's got to be super vulgar to be real, or super like sex jokes and everything. Like,
so,
go on.
When you say that, then the other thing I'm thinking of is NYPD Blue, which famously was a show that, there's going to be partial nudity on this primetime network.
Yeah.
Pop drama.
Well,
Dennis Franz's butt.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think I feel a little better about this production when I think about it in the lens of in the historical lens of the time in which it was created. And then not to get icky, but wasn't this prime Nickelodeon years?
Oh yeah, big time.
Yeah. Okay, so not to get icky.
You're about to though.
I'm not gonna detail it, but we know the backstory of what was going on with all these things that were being produced, whether we believe every detail or not. There's far too much that has surfaced for us to now say this has been undeniable in the sphere of children's entertainment. So like, think about this film being produced in the time period when that was also in the same reality, and I hate it less. It did take it went too far. It did take it wasn't, but it was victim of time in some regards. I feel like I don't know.
I wonder if some of the stuff, the Nickelodeon type stuff you're thinking of, maybe came a little bit later, but it would have been all part of the same kind of cultural.
Well, yeah, it came later, but it was brewing long before it surfaced.
It was leading toward that kind of stuff, like that.
So if we go back in time, think like Girls Gone Wild. Like the beginning of our digital access to publicly created vulgarity and obscenity, and then mirror that over with the other thing that was going on at the same time, which is violence. Faces of Death. Remember Faces of Death?
I remember hearing about it. I've never seen one, and I never
saw that.
Yeah, well, that was like a big thing. That was like the thing. Like every 14-year-old boy I knew wanted to see Faces of Death. Yeah. Right? So like as soon as
I was mostly watching Batman the Animated Series at that time when I was 14.
No, you weren't 14 when that was rising to popularity. It was in the past when you were 14.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so that's why, right? So we have to think of the generation that's coming up as the time is, not even what 10 years back can do, because we can only now even do that. At the time,
to put it in context,
to participate in pop culture, you had to do it in the time because you couldn't necessarily even go back and experience it. I recommend, there's a lot of great documentaries now about the 90s and pop culture in the 90s and music and pop culture in the 90s. And it really helps sort of explain the bridge from then to now, I
Mhm.
feel, in social media, because it was really the beginning of our craving for those social experiences. And Ryan, I know I've said this to you before. I always think of you, and I even mentioned you in my class.
Me? What?
Yeah, because of you were one of the first people I knew who really loved America's Funniest Home Videos. Yeah, like I always think of you when I think America's Funniest Home. You and my grandpa. Okay.
Okay, I'll take it.
Oh, sorry, Ryan.
Yeah, no.
He just liked to watch people getting hurt. And he just liked to watch people getting hurt. And I was always appalled. I was like, why does he want to watch this? It's awful. And then I met you, one of the gosh darn nicest people I ever met in real life, who also loved this show. And I presume it was not just because you liked watching people get hurt. So this is when I can see our collective consciousness crave evidence of other people's human experiences.
Well, okay. I mean, I certainly wasn't thinking about that when I was, 9 years old watching that show. But no, that was at that time the show that my family would all watch together as a family every Sunday night.
Same.
Yeah.
Whatever it was about it, it was
People that today would be like, put the camera down and help that poor man. Instead, we're like, ha!
They still make the show. It's still on.
Yeah, it's still running. Alfonso Ribeiro is the host of it now.
Of course he is.
Yeah, I gotta tell you something. My sister-in-law and nephew came over here last weekend to go to a Twins game. And when they got to our house after the game, my nephew, who's 9, was like, "Oh, you guys still have Disney Plus, right? Because they don't have Disney Plus." And he's like, "Yeah, I gotta fire up America's Funniest Videos." That's what he did.
Wow. Oh, so it's on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I know what I'm going to do after we finish recording.
It's the birth of social media. This and talk shows.
I mean, there is, definitely something that started there that continues today. I don't know if I can justify, like, I haven't watched America's Funniest Home Videos in decades, but
he's blushing. For those of you at home,
I just watched it the other night.
No, there was just something. I don't know. I mean, physical comedy is funny. That when you talk about people getting hurt, it's physical comedy, but for real. And as long as you don't, you're not seeing shots of people falling down and then getting taken to the hospital in an ambulance.
They don't show that part.
As far as you know, everyone was okay. And then if they
fine,
win, you see them in the audience and they're fine and they're all
in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
Maybe.
You don't see Buster Keaton win $10,000, so you don't know if he's fine when he does
it. He should have. If only they had America's Funniest silent films.
He would have won every time.
On it. Yeah.
That's the precise point, is that when we watch Jack Tripper fall down on Three's Company and we see the physical comedy, we know it's acting. The allure to America's Funniest Home Videos is that it's real. It's real, and that's why we are so interested in it, because as human beings, and as the three of us are a perfect example. How did we meet? Right? Through
we met on
Muppets.
On the internet, talking about Muppets.
On the World Wide Web. That's right. Because we craved a sharing of human experience based around this thing that we had all humanly experienced, our love of the Muppets.
Except you hadn't humanly experienced this one. I didn't know that then.
I had not. I have not humanly experienced a bunch of them, actually. But nevertheless, here we are.
Yeah. This conversation went in such a delightfully jest direction.
Yeah. Although I'm still sitting here thinking, like, do I need to really justify watching America's Funniest Home Videos?
No, you don't need to justify it. It is natural to laugh at these things. We never had the ability to capture and share that.
Yeah. Before. And sometimes they would have, dogs doing funny things and babies doing cute things. So it wasn't all
people getting hurt.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, well, our second question is, where would you rank this among all the other Muppet movies? I mean,
the bottom ones, all the ones I saw.
Okay, there you go. Well, I can't wait to see what you say about Muppets from Space next season. If that
I think that's going even under this
above or below this one. Yeah, we'll find out.
Maybe you'll love it. You don't know.
Yeah, you never know. Every Muppet fan is different. Okay, then if there's nothing else, or if we don't want to get into a conversation about America's Funniest People, hosted by Dave Coulier, then
Wait, what's the difference? Wait,
that was the one where people sent in basically like doing comedy bits on purpose.
Yeah, it was like amateur comedy stuff. It wasn't.
Oh.
Yeah,
it wasn't that good.
And I should say it was Dave Coulier, and then he had two different co-hosts over the course of the series: Arlene Sorkin and later Tawny Katane.
Wait! Harley Quinn from Batman the Animated Series.
Harley Quinn.
R.I.P. Arlene Sorkin.
She does not get enough credit for making that character who she is.
It's true.
How does America's Funniest Home Videos stay on the air in the age of TikTok and Reels? And
I think the answer is that it's very cheap to produce.
Yeah.
Because all the material is sent in by the viewers, and I think they must recycle some of this. You know, they have decades of material to draw from at this point. So, yeah, it must be extremely cheap to produce.
And people must still be watching it.
Yeah.
And the prize is still $10,000.
Oh, the prize has not changed with inflation then.
Correct.
That's still a good prize.
Yeah.
That's an amazing prize.
Yeah. Okay, then we will wrap things up for this week. Jess, thank you so much for joining us. This has been so much fun.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Yeah. And as always, we want to thank Morgan Davy for our show's logo. Listeners, you can find Tough Pigs on the internet at toughpigs.com. We're all over social media as well as TeePublic. You can buy stuff on our store there. You can chat with other Muppet nerds on the Tough Pigs Discord server. And we're Anthony and I are on Letterboxd and Blue Sky, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. Same handles we always say. Jess, where can people find you on social media or anywhere you might want to be found?
Well, I don't really know.
Okay.
I'm everywhere. I'm nowhere. I am on LinkedIn.
Ghost.
Yes. And I was just reminding Ryan, I teach a course for Northeastern University's graduate communications program called Digital Era Skills.
Mm-hmm.
It talks about leveraging digital tools to create different communities or to support different strategies. And so very often I refer to the knowledge that I gained from my firsthand experience in helping found and being a contributing member of this online community for this past 20-some years. And when I'm teaching the course, which I will be again in October, I talk about it on LinkedIn a lot. And so I guess people could find me there if they wanted to. Jessica Lee Evans on LinkedIn.
Oh, yeah. Great. Yeah. Keep an eye on that. And listeners, please tell all of your flippy, greeny, bulgy-eyed friends to listen to this show and join us again next week for another episode of Moving Right Along. We'll see you then.
That was my flippy, greeny, bulgy eye.
Yes, you're doing flippy.
I'm not green, but see the flippiness and the bulgy.
Yeah, I do. I see it. Yes.
Great.
We got laughs from coast to coast to make you smile. A real life